So in this video, we are going to learn how to create contact in WildApricot from Google Sheet. Now suppose guys, from various sources, you are adding the new contact details into your Google Sheet and you want to add those same contacts into WildApricot as well. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be adding a new row of contact details in our Google Sheet. An action will be adding the same user as a new contact in our WildApricot account. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets WildApricot. And then just click on Create. Now we can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first we have to get the details or the data of new contact which we are adding in our Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. So we have to connect our Google Sheet and get this data in our Pabbly Connect workflow. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send the same details from Google Sheet to WildApricot so that we can add that user in WildApricot as a new contact automatically. So let's begin. Now here in trigger window, in choose apps, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select new or updated spreadsheet row. Now after selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. And how you can do that? You just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL from here, go to the Google Sheet which you have created. And after that, go to Extensions, Add-on and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And as you can see, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets account. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheet account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. And after refreshing it, once again go to Extensions, and then this time you can see that Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, here it is asking us three things. First one is the selected sheet, second one is the webhook URL, and third one is the trigger column. So here guys, in selected sheet, sheet 1 is selected by default because in this spreadsheet, I have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That is why it has selected sheet 1. Now after this, the next thing it asks us is the webhook URL. Now here guys, in webhook URL, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here, go to Google Sheets and paste it over here. And at last, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now here guys, you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. Now suppose guys, in the background in this sheet, column D will be my trigger column because it is the last data entry column in which my data exists. After column D, in none of the column, any of the data does not exist. So I will be entering column D as trigger column. According to your spreadsheet, column C, D, E, F, G, H, any column could be your trigger column. You just have to ensure that it is the last data entry column of your Google Sheet. After entering the trigger column, click on Send Test. And when we click on Send Test, it is showing us test data sent successfully. This means the data of the first row is being sent to this webhook URL, means to Pabbly Connect as a test response. So let's check it. We will go to a Pabbly Connect workflow. And yes guys, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, we can see the details of the very first row from our Google Sheet. We have the same name, first name, last name, email and organization. We have the first name, last name, email and organization, the same data from the Google Sheet. Now this means the connection which we have set up between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. So just click on this submit button, and after that we have to once again go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and this time we have to select send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever in a new row, a new data is added till our trigger column, instantly, immediately send that data to Pabbly Connect. So in this way, the connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect is completed, and the step 1 of setting up this automation is also completed. Now let's move to step 2. And in step 2, using the same data which we have received from Google Sheet, we want to add the same user as a new contact in WildApricot. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, search for WildApricot. Select it. And then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as create contact. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, to connect our WildApricot account with Pabbly Connect, it is basically asking us username and password. So here guys, in username, you have to enter API key like this in all caps. And here in password, you have to actually enter the API key of your WildApricot account. Now here, you must be thinking how you can get the API key of your WildApricot account. Now to generate it, just go to your WildApricot account and from the left side, go to this settings option. After reaching to the settings page, under integration, you have an option named as authorized applications. Just click on it. And after that, here we have to create an authorized application. Click on this authorized application button. Then here in application type, you have to select server application and click on continue. After clicking on continue, here we have to give this app a name. For example, I'll name it as Papcon. And then here you can see the API key of the app which you have created in your WildApricot account. Just copy this API key from here, and here in access, just give full access to the API function. And then just click on save. After clicking on save, just now we have created a new app in our WildApricot account. And then we have copied the API key of that app. And then get back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And click on save. And after clicking on save, here we can see that our WildApricot account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the account ID. And in the drop down below, you will see a list of all the accounts which you have created in your WildApricot account. So I have only one account named as Papcon, as you can see over here. So that's why we have selected Papcon as the account. Then after this, it is asking us first name, last name, email, password, organization name. So basically the details of the user, details of the contact which we want to add WildApricot, we have to one by one add these details over here. So we have received all of these details from Google Sheet. So we have this Google Sheet data, this Google Sheet response, and from these responses, one by one, we have to map this data over here. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, like we have the field of first name, just click here. And from the drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheet of a new contact details of a new row. So from these responses, select the response of first name and map it over here. After this, let's map the last name. Just click here and from the drop down, select the response of last name and map it. Here in email guys, from the drop down, map the response of email, and then it is also asking us password. So we also have to create a password for this contact. So I want the password to be, for example, a combination of first name and last name. So first name and last name. So this will be the password of the user. At last, it is asking us for the organization name. So just click here and from the drop down, select the name of the organization. And after mapping all of these details, it is asking us membership level. So here in the drop down, we can see that we have 3 different types of membership. So I want all the contacts which I add in Google Sheet, I want the membership of this contacts to be regular membership. So from the drop down, I'll select it. Then it is asking us enabled membership. So these memberships are not enabled yet. So I'm selecting false and then status. So here we have to select the status of the membership, that is active, labs, pending, new, renewal or upgrade. So I want the status to be pending new. Recreate invoice, false. I don't want to recreate the invoice. So basically, according to your choice, according to your requirement, you can select all of these things. And at last, just click on save and send test request. Now we can see that after clicking on save and send test request, here we have received some response. And in this response, all the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of all the new contact which we have added in our Google Sheet, this response is showing us that the new contact has been created in our WildApricot account. Now here guys, let's check it. Let's go to WildApricot, go to contacts page. And yes guys, here you will see that the same user, demo12 user12, the same contact whose details we have added in our Google Sheet is now added as a new contact in WildApricot account as well. So here we have the same name, same email, same organization and other details as well. Now this means guys, the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever in our Google Sheet in a new row, we are going to add the details of a new contact, automatically using this automation, that contact will be added in our WildApricot account. So here guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. For that, just go to Google Sheet and let's add the details of a new user over here. For example, a new name, for example, test user, this is the name of the person, and then this is the email address. And organization is, for example, Google. So just now in our Google Sheet, in a new row, we have added the details of a new contact. And after adding these details, we will see within seconds, instantly, automatically, this contact will be added in our WildApricot account. So let's check it. We will go to WildApricot, refresh our contact list once. Let's scroll down. And yes guys, here you can see that the same user, test user, has been added as a new contact in our WildApricot account instantly, automatically, without any delay. Now this means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.